It is September 26th, 2020. 12:03 p.m. in the afternoon. And there's my wife's rooster. If you're observant, you'll notice right up there I no longer have the piece of crap pellet gun. It was a conversation piece, couldn't hit anything with it. That is a 12 gauge, and it's a 3.5 inch chambered 12 gauge, meaning it will shoot really large, powerful shells. I don't have those in it right now. I've got some of these. They're called high brass. That's because they've got more powder in them, and double aught buck. If I went and grabbed that shotgun and went out into the chicken yard and shot him with that 12 gauge, there would be nothing left of him. Now, why am I pointing that out? I actually had my son Brandon take the pellet gun and hang it on the top slot on my gun rack in my bedroom and bring this out just so I could demonstrate some things to you. I've had more than a few people get a hold of me wanting to know what shotgun to buy. I'm going to turn around and get this thing down and line it out for you. Oh. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and unload this thing and get the shell out of it. It was a bad idea when I decided to put it in there. This dude has been sitting on my my gun rack for years, covered in dust. Brandon wiped it down some. This is not a standard single shot 12 gauge. This is a barrel insert here. I can unscrew that barrel insert and it's open bore. This takes it down to full choke. Why? Because basically this is a goose gun. This is not the sight that came out of the factory. It's basically a rifled sight with a little red dot on there, and here's the rear sight that was put on. Not factory. These were installed later. And back here, if I really want to put it in, it's at the edge of the breech is an area that I can put a scope. Now, why would you have a scope on a shotgun? Well, because this thing can shoot really high-powered ammo, including full brass 12 gauge slug, which comes out to being, what I mean by full brass, this whole thing right here would be brass. There wouldn't be this red area. You have to special order those bullets, but what that would do is it goes from being a 12 gauge to a 70 caliber elephant gun. I've had a lot of friends over the years. Oh, you don't have anything at 70 caliber, they don't even make it. Yes, I do. This is it. It's not an inexpensive shotgun because it really doubles as an elephant gun if you want to use it for one. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think it's one of those deals where I did some trading. Why I decided to change the situation in here is because I don't know if there won't come a time when I'm out here and a simple handgun won't be enough. I've got some really throwdown ammo in storage out here if I had to take out a hostile that really does intend to do my family a great deal of harm. Just the 3.5-inch slugs I have that I can shoot in this critter will knock a motor in any vehicle. It'll kill the engine. It there. I've had other folks ask me, why would you even want something like that? My question to them is, why wouldn't you want something like that? That's just one of the firearms I've got. It is quickly coming down the pike, folks. In about a month, I hope there's a peaceful transition of power if Trump loses, or if he wins. I hope that the violent extreme left doesn't show up in numbers all over the country and decide to go ahead and hold our nation hostage. But I expect that there will be some serious problems, and most people that really do understand things, they believe that too. You can buy a single shot 12 gauge brand new at a gun store for about $150. You can go to a pawn shop and you can buy one for about $100 that's used but in good condition. I honestly don't remember where I got that cannon hanging on the wall. I bought it precisely because of what is attendant to it and what it will do. It's extremely well built. The only thing I really hate about it is built for someone that's right-handed, and I'm left-handed. And my right shoulder has a lot of problems. So does my left shoulder. But I can shoot it right-handed. I don't have to hold it up against my shoulder. It kicks really hard, but if I'm going to do something with precision, I'll be using my left side because I'm left-eye dominant. What do I mean by that? Because of how the thing is built, I can, if I've got someone about 50 to 60 yards out, now if I've got a slug in it, I can go even further. I have test fired that puppy at 100 yards, and it does not drop that much, maybe about 2 inches. And a slug hits really hard. I need to order some of that 70 caliber ammo and put it back. I just haven't yet. I do have an elephant gun. An actual elephant gun. It's 45 caliber double rifle. We have some shooters. We have quite a few, actually. We don't have any fully automatic weapons. We don't need them. I'm not a violent person, and a lot of people don't believe that I'm not. I'm just prepared. If I have to defend my family, I will. But the reason I brought that out to show my viewers, if you're going to get you a shotgun for home defense, go get you a 12 gauge single shot, or a 20 gauge if a 12 is too hard for you to handle. You can go to a gun range if you have one locally, and if not, find some place you can shoot your 12 gauge and go practice with it. With anything you've got, you need to go practice. That is how you get proficient with them. And if you've never used a firearm, you find someone or you find some place to be instructed and actually pay attention to what they're saying. I do not advocate just willy-nilly going off and buy a gun and then I'm ready, you know, and holding it, you know. This is about as stupid as I've ever seen. All these hip hoppers, well, you know, and they think that makes them look cool. Folks, what happens if you fire that and it's got a kick, and this one does, it's got recoil, it kicks like that. It throws the barrel up. The proper way to do it is like that. You aim or you point if you learn how to bore sight, so that if you're doing it like that and it kicks up, if you're aiming low, it'll still, the target you're shooting at is within those perimeters. And if you're doing it sideways because it looks cool, you're going to miss. I'm telling you, I see all this stuff in Hollywood and it's hilarious. They absolutely, the folks that write that stuff, a lot of them have never used a firearm. I have a friend named Peter Sherayko. He was Texas Jack Vermillion. And Michael Paul, if you're watching, you can go to my friends list on Facebook and find him. But he supplied all the guns, the saddlery, the period clothing, the horses, everything for the movie Tombstone. He was Texas Jack Vermillion in Tombstone. He's written a few books on the subject. He's a super nice guy, really knowledgeable. And one of his chief complaints is he's still into movies. They still make movies. Michael Paul, tell him you're Tucklow Neshoba's younger brother and send him a friend request and he'll probably put you on his list of friends. If not, you can follow him and see what he's doing. But you can find him on my friends list. He's Peter Sherayko. Just look up anybody on my friends list with the name Peter. I think he's the only one. But super nice guy. But his chief complaint is he gets these guys coming in to shoot a movie. They've never even touched a handgun. They're an actor. They've never ridden a horse, but they claim on their resume they've done all that. And then he's actually shut movies down for having to train someone. And he just won't do it anymore. He's got a set group of guys that are extras on the westerns they make that all have their costume, period costuming, their own firearms and stuff. Got another friend that's an actor named Joe Miller. You can look on, he goes by Six Gun Miller, but you can send him a friend request and tell him you're my little brother, and he'll probably give you, he'll accept you as a friend. These guys are guys that have knowledge. They're not wannabes like a lot of these other folks out here. And yeah, they might be in movies. Six Gun Miller had a place called Gunslingers Mall in Arkansas. He sold it. He and his beautiful wife now travel between Arkansas. He owns a home in Arkansas and Arizona. He's part of a reenactor group in Tombstone or Tucson or somewhere. I don't remember where it's at. But the point I'm making to you and everybody else that's watching this, don't just assume because you saw something on a movie or on television that you know something about it. And if you're going to get a firearm, find someone that can teach you how to properly use one. I have he's like my adopted son named Dale Fullerton. He teaches gun safety courses and teaches shooting courses. Got a gun range over here by us. Well, that's it for today. I do love all of you. And as always, and I've got the pawpaw hat on, remember, be kind.